All right, what is up? So we saw that dump. This is exactly what I was expecting here. This is exactly what I was expecting. So now what are we going to look for? Guys, what are we going to look for now is a continuation to the downside. Because what could happen here is if price comes down on market open and sweeps sell side liquidity, well, we might see price continue back up. Okay, so on a 15-minute, we'd want to see this order block disrespected and closed below. But now, look at this strong wick down, this long wick down, grabbing sell side. We could see price start to move up now, actually. We could see price start to move up from here. I mean, look at those wicks down. Look at those wicks down. Grabbing sell side. Now we have to wait and we have to be patient and see is price. Oh wow, ES and NQ are extremely different here. That's weird. That's weird to see. Look how ES comes up and grabs buy side liquidity, while NQ goes down and grabs sell side liquidity. That's weird. That's weird, right? Okay, so I'm still going to be patient. I'm not going to take any setups yet. I'm not going to take any setups yet. Okay, but our original analysis so far is correct. We saw a dump in price at market open. Okay, so far our analysis is correct. But again, we're extremely volatile. We're seeing a lot of aggressive moves up and down. So for me, I want to be patient. And again, like I said, at market open, if we see price dump right away and grab sell side liquidity and wick and not displace our lows, well, we might see price continue up. We might see price continue up from here. Okay. So now we're looking pretty bullish here. We're looking like this was our manipulation leg down, grabbing liquidity and pumping. And like I said, now that's when you adjust your plan, right? If something isn't lining up how you thought it would, you start to adjust your plan. But we're still going to wait because, right, the shorts still have a possibility of continuing. The shorts are still a strong possibility. But after seeing this wick here, I want to see, how the next 5-minute closes, how the 15-minute closes. Okay? But, I mean, look how volatile we are so far. And look at that long wick up. Right? So we kind of have to wait for price to choose a direction. We have to wait for price to choose its direction, and then we wait for an entry model. We wait for something to set up. But again, if you caught those shorts, if you took those shorts at market open, like I said, that full TP level would have gotten taken out. That full TP level got taken out. Right, so it still would have been a very good trade, even though we came down and wicked back up. It still would have been a good trade either way. So right now, patience is key. See how this 5-minute closes here? This 5-minute looks like it's going to close pretty dead even. Well, I mean, still bullish, but long wick down, decent wick up, touching back off that 15-minute. So for now, price is looking pretty bullish, guys. Price is looking pretty bullish. We'll see if we bounce off this, though, because this 15-minute level is a strong level. Okay? But the reason I say it's looking bullish is because we had a liquidity sweep below without displacing this low. Look how our candle closed. Look how the bodies of these candles closed above the wick of this candle down here. And then we saw price bounce. So when we see that at market open, we kind of have to expect price to continue up from here. kind of have to expect price to continue up from this level. Okay, so now let's say you wanted to catch the longs. Let's say you're in the longs. What would your target be? Well, one of your targets would be this liquidity resting above this level. All right, we have this 1 minute order block up here. This would be a target for the longs, would be these highs here, 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 here. Right? If you're in the longs. This is crazy divergence between ES and NQ. Look how ES just pumps, and look how NQ just dumps. Very strong divergence between the two. Kind of weird. Kind of a weird start to our week. Very weird start to our week. Okay, and notice how I'm not rushing, trying to get in any setups right now. I'm not trying to jump into trades just to take trades. No, I'm going to be patient. And I'm going to wait for price to choose a direction. I'm going to wait for price to show me something. I'm going to wait for price to show me something. Okay, I want to see, is this 15 minute going to close? I'm not necessarily going to wait for the 15 minute to close, but do we see price on the 15 minute come back up, touch off this bearish fair value gap, and then close below and displace this low? If that happens, I do believe that shorts will continue to step in, like my original analysis. Okay, but if this 15 minute closes where it wicked below and price heads up pretty strong, well then I would expect price to continue up, and I'll adjust my plan from there. But so far I haven't adjusted my plan for the longs yet until I see, you know, a strong continuation on this 15 minute candle. So far there has not been a strong continuation. Okay, and this is it's a Monday, so we have to expect this kind of price action, especially when we have news coming out in about 23 minutes. Right? We kind of have to expect some chop leading up to our news. Okay, so what would be our next liquidity level, or our next target in the shorts? All right, we'd have to look for our next target in the shorts. What would it be? We have to look over here at our charts, to the left of our charts. Okay, we see order block, order block. Okay, my target, honestly, for the shorts would be all the way down to the discount. All the way down to the discount. All the way down to here. This would be my full target. We look at the 15 minute time frame. We got to close below this order block. It's very important to close below that order block. Okay, we have this another 15 minute imbalance here to look at. Not much else on the hourly time frame. Same thing, imbalance that we're in right now, imbalance down here. Okay, so on this hourly time frame too, guys, so like the next 20 minutes, something you want to look out for is price going to close below this order block, close below this low, making this a true order block? Because if that's the case and we retrace into that order block, that's going to be a strong resistance level that we could take short and catch a really good move off of. Okay, this is a good sign from our 15 minute time frame. Look at those shorts continuing to step in. Great sign on our 15 minute time frame, guys. Shorts look really good right now. Shorts look really good, but what we want to see in the next minute, or the next 5 minutes on the 15 minute, is a continuation down and closing below this level, closing below the 15 minute order block. Okay, this is if we do close below, we'd create a 15 minute breaker block. And we see this low, this high, or sorry, not a 15 minute breaker. I'm all over the place. No, but it's important to see, because look at this. Let's look at the 5 minute time frame. Look at this chop sideways. Look at the move up, and then the move down. Okay, so like a power of 3 here. Power of 3 here. Okay, those shorts look good. Shorts look good, guys. Okay, so our analysis is still correct right now. We can see on ES now it's starting to dump here. So ES just wanted to come up and grab buy side before going down, creating a power of 3 over here on ES. Look at that strong move down here. Okay, so now shorts are, I'm getting a lot of extra confirmation in the shorts now. A lot of extra confirmation in the shorts now, especially seeing ES do this. Look at how price closes below this low. Shorts look very good now, guys. Shorts look very good. Okay, so now this is when you start looking at retracement levels. Okay, so on the 1 minute, okay, we have this fair value gap here. 1 minute fair value gap above could be a good level. 1 minute fair value gap above could be a good level. And we see how that aligns with this 5 minute order block here. Okay, like I said, we also have this 15 minute imbalance down below. So 2 minute, yep, 2 minutes that same level. Or 2 minute is that same level as the 1 minute. Alright, another fair value gap right here. So let's say you wanted to go short here. Let's say you wanted to be very aggressive. You could try to take it short off of this 1 minute fair value gap here. Right, if you were looking to be very aggressive, you could look to take it short off this fair value gap. I'd probably want to wait for us to retrace back up into this fair value gap because we also have that 5 minute order block. Right, so I'd want to see us kind of retrace farther up. But again, if you want to be more aggressive, this fair value gap here could be another entry. I don't know if I'll take that setup. Just because if I did, and price wants to keep retracing, and then we might come up into the level that I'm looking for, I would get stopped out before getting that entry. But again, if you wanted to be aggressive, you could catch it down into this imbalance below. Okay, so you have to expect retracement to come at some point here, or price just keeps dumping. And guys, I have no FOMO right now because here's the deal. I already have my plan for market open where I know I wait until volatility dies down and I wait for direction to be clear. And now that direction is clear, now I'm waiting for that setup to come to play. Now I'm waiting for that retracement. Okay, I'm not just chasing these shorts to chase them. No, I'm waiting for retracement. And look at this 15 minute that's about to close here in about 1 minute and 20 seconds. Like, this is all the confirmation in the world. This is all the confirmation I need. Right here. This is it. This is it. Okay, so now I want to wait for retracement. Now I want to wait for retracement. And if we get that retracement, we're going to pull the trigger and we're going to look for a short opportunity. Okay, and what I care about is that my analysis was on point. Right? That's what I care about, and that's what I'm happy about. Okay, because we have an entire day ahead of us. I don't feel the need to rush into a trade just because the market is moving like crazy and because the shorts are dumping. I don't feel the need to try to chase price just because of the sake of taking a trade. We have a whole day of trading ahead of us. There's no need to rush into trades when you could wait for that extra confirmation. At least that's the way I trade. That's the way I look at it. Okay, especially because if we come up here, it's going to look like a pretty good setup. Actually, look what we formed as well. We formed a bearish breaker on the 1 minute time frame. Look at this. Look at this high, low, higher, high here, and then dump. Okay, so this down close candle, we have a unicorn setup here on the 1 minute. We have a unicorn setup here on the 1 minute. So this down close candle here, we have a fair value gap inside of this bearish breaker. So this is a pretty ideal setup here. If price can retrace up into this breaker, man, I'm looking for a pretty solid short position here. Okay, and I have to be willing, either to size down and put my stop above at like 70 ticks and size down, or keep my stop around 50 ticks and be willing to take that loss and look for a re-entry. Okay, because I can't keep, if I have a 50 tick stop, if my entry is right at the entry of this fair value gap, right, or this fair value gap, I guess actually 50 ticks is sitting above that level, so this could be a good setup, right? And if you're a more aggressive trader, this would be your short entry here off this fair value gap if you're willing to take a loss for price to retrace even farther. Okay, but I'm expecting price to come up into this level now, and I'm going to look for a short position off of that. Okay, so I'm getting ready to look for a short position. Okay, remember, off a strong bullish candle, I don't want to get in. I want to wait for a reaction. I'm not going to get in a short position off of this strong bullish movement. I'm going to wait for a reaction off of this level, and then I'm going to get in. Okay, so see how we're stalling a little bit? That's a good sign. But I'm not just going to get in a short position when we are pushing up. Boom. Okay, so I just got an entry in the shorts there. I just got my first entry in the shorts. 18,448.50, and like I said, if I get stopped out of this position, that's fine because I like this setup. Okay, I'm going to keep a 50 tick stop. I only got in half a lot so far, so 18,461 is my stop. And if we get stopped out, well, I'm still going to look for another entry. As long as we respect this bearish breaker, I'll look for another entry. Okay, so you know, this is the setup I want to see for the shorts. We waited for confirmation. So now let's see if it comes to fruition. If I get stopped out here, like I said, I'll look for another entry. I'm only in half a lot, so I'm really like, this is only going to be a small loss for me. Half a lot with 50 ticks for me is not bad. Okay, if we respect this breaker though, this could be a very good setup. And as of right now, we're looking like we're trying to move up. We're looking like we're trying to push up and take me out, but we'll see what happens here. We'll see what happens, okay? We've pretty much filled that whole fair value gap now. We're trying to push past this breaker, but man, if we could drop from here, that would be ideal. And it's trying to stop me out here. Man, it's gonna stop me out. Ooh. It's one tick away. That was one tick away from my stop on that. Awfully close. Awfully close there. Ooh. Man, that was very close. Let's see if it still wants to come back up and take me out. So yes, we filled the 50% of that 4 hour, right? But what I was saying, what I'm looking for is the discount of that daily range is what I'm really looking at. Okay. If we can continue down strong, I would look to add, but if we're going to continue to try to push up, then I'm not going to add anything into this position, right? Because then I would wait for extra confirmation for any other setup. Okay, so we're going to stop me out. Okay, so I got stopped out with half a lot there. But the setup was there, guys. I liked that setup. I waited for the confirmation, and then now I adjust my plan. Okay, if price wants to continue up now, like we're seeing some weird price action right now. Price is trying to push up from this level. Okay, that's fine. Okay, if this 1 minute gets disrespected, well, look at that 15-minute. That is gnarly there. That's a gnarly 15-minute candle that I honestly would not have expected to come in right at that time. I expected that retracement, but I did not expect us to come all the way back up. Okay, so now we've filled 50% of this 5-minute order block, and it looks like price is continuing to try to push for the highs. So longs might continue to step in from here. Longs might continue to step in from here. Okay, weird price action to start the morning. But again, I went in with half a lot and took a 50 tick loss, so I am not worried whatsoever. I'm not worried about taking that loss because we waited for confirmation, waited for an entry model, and it didn't work out. Okay, so now we adjust our plan. Now we look for a new setup. We adjust, right? Now we're looking, okay, so since that short level has been displaced and been disrespected, if we expect longs, right, if longs are going to come in, I'd want to see longs take out these highs, right? Really break structure to the upside, right, which it looks like they're trying to do right now. Looks like they're trying to do that right now. Strong move up. Strong move up. So we have news coming out in about 9 minutes. 9 minutes. Look at that. All right. So now price is gunning for buy side liquidity. It's taking out our buy side liquidity right now. So now this is what we have to think about, guys. It's Monday. What are Mondays? Mondays are ranging days, typically. So we have to think, is price going to really continue to the upside here? Or is price just coming up to grab buy side and then going to bounce back down? Okay, this price action here looks like price really wants to continue up, but we have this strong 15-minute imbalance here to be aware of, to see if this, if price bounces. Okay, so like I said, I'll be willing to adjust my plan if the longs really step in and prove that we're gonna have a change of character, right? Taking out these highs, displacing them. All right, but until that happens, well, on a day like today, what price likes to bounce from level to level, right? From a bearish level to a bullish level, up and down. Price likes to do that. Okay, so I'm not expecting that follow through yet until I really see these highs displaced. Once I see that happen, okay, well now I'm looking for our buy side levels. What other buy side levels do we have? Okay, 15-minute order block up here. Right, is price going to gun for London highs? Right, those are the levels we look for. But look at the strong bounce we're getting off that 15-minute. Let's see if we got divergence here. Not necessarily. Well, we did get divergence in the fact that ES came up twice, sweeping these highs from here. NQ still has not swept those highs. Okay, and guys, for the longs, when we see, like, say this is a 1 minute order block here. Price continues up. This is when this level turns into a strong support level. When you see a long bullish leg like this, a bullish range, and there's no bearish candles in this whole thing until here, this is going to be a strong support level, right? If price comes up, sweeping this high, right, showing me that price wants to continue up, and comes back down into this level, this becomes a strong bullish order block. Okay, we don't see any other order blocks down here. So we would expect, if price is going to continue long, we would expect price to bounce off of this order block. But as of right now, we're stalling. As of right now, we're stalling at these highs. Okay, we've grabbed some liquidity above these highs. But now we have to see, is price going to go for our highs all the way up here? Is price going to go for our liquidity all the way up here? And the answer to that would be almost. Almost. Looks like it's going to take it out right now. Love you more. Man, news coming out in 5 minutes. 5 minutes. 5 minutes. Probably be the smart move to wait for that news to come out. See how that affects our market. And then play accordingly. Play accordingly. I mean, how many people, I can only imagine that a lot of people that are in this live right now have already taken like 5 to 10 trades. Maybe they've caught good trades, and props to you if you have. But again, and it depends on your style. If you're a high frequency kind of trader, you like to take a lot of trades, that's one thing. But if you're new and you're just on here clicking buy, sell, buy, sell, buy, sell, that's not good. You don't want to be doing that. I can't play an accordion. See, there you go. Like, if you're taking solid setups, that's one thing. Yeah. So I like that you said that, JBFX. This is the type of day you wait for confirmation, right? This is the type of day you wait for that extra confirmation. Because going in trades without confirmation on a day like today will eat your account. For sure. Well, I'm glad you're focusing on that risk management. Right? Even if you were to take trades during this, as long as you're focusing on your risk management, it's okay. Okay, but if you're here and say you just don't have your strategy down and you're just taking trades to take trades, then you could easily have already blown an account if you're not smart, right? But props to the people that have caught good trades in this. That makes me very happy that you've done that. Okay, but just be careful, right? Okay, long's bouncing off this level. Remember, like I said, this could be a strong bullish order block here. Okay, so longs could bounce off this order block. Again, I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait for news to come out until I take another trade. But look at that bounce. All right, we're still choppy though. We're still choppy, but we could expect price to bounce off that order block. If longs were gonna come in, I would expect off of this level. And if they don't, okay, well then I would expect price probably to retrace down to this inverse fair value gap down here. All right, but for now it looks like we're chopping, setting up for our news to come out. And this is very typical for when news releases come out. We see very choppy price action. Right, we see sideways movement, just kind of setting up the news, accumulating orders. Just think of the amount of people right now that are setting limit orders or have stop orders right before news, expecting to catch a big trade. Right, that's why price is accumulating. Orders are accumulating. And they're about to take a lot of people's money. 1414 to 402. What is that? Your low? Oh, this is look here. Imbalance. This is a 15-minute imbalance down here in the middle of this range. A significant move in the market, that's a lot of contracts, a lot of money. A lot of money. I mean, you're looking at hedge funds, you're looking at banks, you're looking at millions of dollars, right? You're not looking at just a few retail traders with some minis. Okay, look at that. Look at that quick move down. That's important. Look at this quick move down, grabbing some liquidity. That's important to look at. Okay, we have news release now. We have our news release now. Okay, not too much yet. I think kind of waiting to react. And again, it's an orange folder news event, so it's not going to be as crazy as a red folder. So we might come down. Now we've generated more buy-side liquidity now, though. Equal highs up here, right? So I'm expecting price to go long from here. And even if it comes down and wicks below, or like comes down, filling an imbalance below, I think price right now looks like it's trying to continue long. All right, but we're still in this choppy accumulation range right here. We haven't broken out of it yet. We have not broken out of this range yet. Okay, so thank you, JB. So we've had less home sales than the forecast. Less home sales than the forecasted amount. Okay, but we're still chopping. And like I said, guys, this isn't, sometimes it takes a few minutes on like orange or yellow folder news for like price to really move. But it's not red folder. It's not like we're going to see a crazy spike right after the news releases necessarily. But this is just slow, not fun, not really showing us anything. Okay, if we want price to continue up, I'd want to see this sell side taken out. I want to see the sell side taken out. Look at ES. We're taking out sell side. Now we expect longs to step in. All right, but I want to see if we're going to come down a little bit farther into the fair value gap down here. Okay, let's say we were looking for longs now, though. Where would our stop be? We don't have great levels for a stop loss. We don't have great levels for a stop loss yet. All right, if I were to go in long now, well, we grab that liquidity. I think longs will step in here, actually. Okay, I just got one entry in the longs here. One entry in the longs. Light position. Okay, half a lot. I got a higher entry. I'm going to play it small. I'm going to play it light. Tight stop. Okay, because my entry was at 18,479. So I'm not going to play anything too crazy, guys. I'm going to play my stop just below this low, like 46 ticks. I'm going to expect price to push past these highs. And if it doesn't, well, then that's all right. But the reason I'm taking this, the only reason I was looking to take this trade is because we swept liquidity below. But look, if we continue down, like I said, it's just another half a lot trade. So I still have a lot of room to take more trades today, right? Because I said we could either grab this liquidity and bounce from here, or we'll come down a little bit farther down to this inverse, okay? But the reason I just get in one contract is because, okay, I'm just testing it out. If price jumps from here after grabbing liquidity, well, I have one contract in, just testing it out, and I'll catch a trade off of it. And if not, and price wants to come down even farther, okay, well then I'll look for something else. But I'm not just getting into a full position. I'm not just hopping in a full position off of this level. No, I'm just testing out the waters here. Just testing out the waters. Okay, and that's something like when it comes to risk management. If you're getting in a trade, you should not just be without a ton of confirmation. You should not just be rushing into a trade with a full position every time. But look how ES comes down, sweeps liquidity. Look how NQ comes down, sweeps liquidity. Look how price has pumped and displaced these highs. Okay, but you have to be aware that price has room to retrace still. Price still has room to retrace. Okay, and we have equal highs above. Okay, so I'm not in this trade anymore, but there's a reason I went in half a lot. Okay, I'm still testing out the water, still looking for a possible setup. Still looking for a possible setup, because look, taking 2 losses with half a lot, all it takes is one win with full lot to make that money back and a lot more, right? But if you took 2 losses with a full lot, you might not have that room to be able to come back and make a trade. Okay, now we're getting that pump. Now we're getting that pump. Now we just see if we get that follow through. Okay, we've created these equal highs now. We have this 5 minute. This is a 5 minute imbalance we're looking at. But we are chasing into this 5 minute imbalance. We might retrace into this 5 minute. But look how price is starting to pump now. After stopping me out by like a few ticks. Right, but the idea is there. The idea is there right now. And if you didn't get stopped out and you're still in this trade, and price does continue to pump here, right, you're looking to scalp. Maybe you're looking to scalp, maybe take profit right after we break these equal highs. But again, guys, we're so choppy right now. This price action is not the best. This price action is not the best. We are so choppy. I really was hoping news was going to bring us some better price action, but it has not. But again, like I said, if this pumps, right, and you got an entry down here, this is the kind of day you look to scalp, right? If you're still in this trade, I'm saying. I'm not in this trade anymore. I'm not in this trade anymore. This now is just, this chop is insane. This chop is insane right now, guys. Like, for now, I might just wait and look for, maybe just wait this out. Maybe just wait this out. This is some crazy chop. Not very good stuff. Yep, just consolidating at this level. A lot of consolidation. So I'll wait to take any more trade setups until we are done with this consolidation. This is no fun. This is no fun. No fun. Well, is price going to finally hit that target? Price is going to hit that target. There it is. Okay, so if you still were holding that trade, you could take a first TP now. There you go. Alright, there it is. If anybody was still holding that trade, you're still good. Okay, I would definitely take that first TP at this point and probably have that stop move to break even. Depending on where you got your entry. Okay, so again, another, our analysis was right here. Those longs are pumping. Our analysis is right. You got to look out. Remember this, we're in a 15-minute bearish imbalance as well. We're grabbing liquidity, so that's why I said to grab profit right when we hit that level. Grab profit right when we hit that level, because we could see crazy retracement since we had this strong liquidity and we have a bearish imbalance. We could see crazy move back down. So that's why just secure that profit, but you can let this trade run. You can let this trade run. Okay, because there's still a chance this trade continues to run, but there's also that chance that this is a liquidity grab where price comes up, we just wick above, and then price drops, right? So that's something you got to be aware of. You got to look out for. Be careful of. Okay, but price is now above VWAP, so if you're still in this trade, man, you could still let this one run. You could still let this thing run for now. But I would for sure have taken profit and have my stop at break even by this point. By this point, okay? Because remember, this 15-minute is going to be key in determining if we're gonna drop or not. Right, price, there it goes. It keeps going, guys. Keeps going. There it goes. Okay, again, another profit level for you. Another take profit level for you could be up at this 15-minute order block. This 15-minute order block. Right, you could take profit. Again, be aware, we have 5 minutes left on this 15-minute candle. That still allows for price to come back down, respecting this imbalance, after grabbing liquidity to come back down. So you got to be aware of that. Got to be aware. But again, if price is continuing to pump, no reason to sell this position yet. No reason to sell this position yet if you're still in this trade. Okay, another TP level up here at this 15-minute order block. Of course. Right, so 15-minute order block up here. Boom, that could be another TP right there, guys. Another TP level right here. Another TP level. Now what are you targeting? Now we're targeting London low up here. London low. Okay, this level proved to be a strong level before. Or not London low, sorry, but London high up here is another level that we could target. But even London low, okay, right here, this could be a level that we bounce. But man, if you're still holding these longs, you keep holding these things. Keep holding. They're going to keep running. See, if I would have just gotten a little bit better of an entry, man, I'd still be writing this right now. But look, if you got an entry anywhere around here, I mean, how many ticks are we sitting at? You're sitting at 168 ticks right now, about 160, right? So if you're still in this trade, if you're still holding this trade, right? For me, if I would have just gotten a little better of an entry, I'd still be in this trade. But you can't look at it. You know, I can't look at it that way. It's just a learning. It's a learning moment. All I care about is that my analysis is right. My analysis on this trade is right. Okay, price is still going. Price is still going. I mean, look at that 15-minute, guys. Look at that 15-minute candle. That's pretty gnarly there. Pretty crazy pump there. Crazy pump. Okay, so like I said, this 15-minute order block is a TP level. So if you could have taken some more profit. Next level I'd be looking at is up here at London lows and London highs. London lows and London highs. That's what I'd be looking for. Okay, so up at this level up here, around 220 ticks. You see this imbalance up here. So maybe at this high, all right, maybe at these highs here, 210 ticks. Could be another take profit level. 15-minute has a little less than 2 minutes until close. So remember, another thing to think about, does this 15-minute order block get displaced by this 15-minute candle? Does this 15-minute order block, does this candle close above this 15-minute wick? If it does, that's a good sign that longs are going to continue to step in. But if price starts to drop from here and does not displace this 15-minute order block, well, that's when you got to think about, maybe I start moving my stop into profit a little bit. Maybe I scale out of my position a little bit. But guys, price looks very, very bullish. It looks very bullish. But you always have to be aware of retracement. Possibility of retracement, okay? So now I will be looking for a long setup based off of retracement. Based off retracement. Yeah, 4-hour levels are very strong. Very good levels. I love the 4-hour time frame. Okay, so look, if we retrace down into VWAP, you know, maybe down into this fair value gap, I'll look for a long entry here. I'll look for another long entry. Look, another thing we can do, use our fib again. Okay, swing low to swing high. Look at discount of this range down at VWAP, right? So if we come down to VWAP, could be another good long entry. Okay, right now could be another good long entry, but you have to expect that price could come back down and take out a few fair value gaps before continuation up. Okay, so like I said, that 15-minute just closed inside of that 15-minute order block, but right now price still looks like it's going to continue up. But now it's just about waiting to see if we get that retracement. Do we get that retracement? Right. Look, if I got an entry right now, my stop, I don't love where my stop would be. but we are in a fair value gap. We did get that retracement. Right now, I want to see, is price going to come back down into this fair value gap? Or are we going to come back down and bounce off VWAP? If we come back down and bounce off VWAP, I'll get a long entry. Okay, but I hope people on that trade had a better entry than me and were able to capitalize on that. I hope you guys had a better entry than me, and it seemed like a lot of people capitalized on that, so I hope you guys did. Pretty solid trade so far. Pretty solid trade so far. Okay, I'm waiting, but guys, price might bounce from this level. Okay, price might bounce. So I just got an entry. Because we bounced off of this fair value gap very hard. But now what I'd want to see is price displace these highs, and if it doesn't, I'll look to scale out of my position and wait for price to retrace lower. But again, since we saw that strong bounce, right, I would just keep my stop at these lows. And if we don't displace this high here, well, I'll look to scale out of my position and wait for a re-entry down below. Okay, because now we're showing that we don't want to push past that high yet. Again, and this is what I do to where I see, is price gonna retrace farther? If not, right, so I just scaled out of that position because now I'm gonna wait and see, does price come back down farther? Okay, but I'm testing out the waters and I'm keeping my risk management tight, right? I'm keeping it tight just in case price does want to come back down. I'm not just gonna go in full position again, right? But look, we see a bounce. Yeah, but it's about managing your positions, right? It's about managing your positions. You have to expect price can retrace past this level, right? Come down farther. But again, now we're kind of starting to stall at this level. Yeah, like I said, I scaled out of that position quick. Like I was saying, I scaled out quick just because I was waiting to see. Well, I'm keeping my stops tight right now at this level because we have so many more fair value gaps or imbalances to fill, right? And we had that stop, and look at the 15-minute time frame. Like I said, we stopped at this 15-minute order block, not displacing it, right? So that's why I was waiting. But again, right here, if I start to see this pump, I'm going to get in. Okay, so I got an entry in, and I'm going to leave this one. I'm going to leave this one with a stop below these lows, and I'm going to let this ride. Okay, I'm going to let this ride. My entry here in the longs, 18.21. 18.2150. Okay, and I'm going to let this ride. Okay, stop below the lows. 50 ticks, about 50 ticks, 51 ticks, and I'm going to let this one ride. Okay, we retraced into this fair value gap. Now we're trying to take out this high. Again, now I would expect price to come up. Okay, we're getting a little bit of SMT here. SMT, a little bit of divergence, but I want to see price pump through these highs now. Alright, and if I get stopped out of this trade, well, then I'm going to wait until later. Right, I'll wait for until later to take any other trades. Yeah, see, I just keep getting I keep getting the wrong timing on my entries here. I keep getting the wrong timing on my entries here, and that's all right. You know, I'm still letting this one ride. Just because these longs are very strong here, I'm still going to let this one ride. Okay, but I'd want to see us come up to this 15 minute up here, you know, up to this, to London lows, up to this high. That's where I'd want to see price go to. We have a 5 minute imbalance here at the London low. Okay, so price still looks good, and I'd want to see price come all the way up to London highs. Okay, that long wick down looks that looks good for me. That long wick down looks good for me. Right, first TP might just look to try to take a 1-to-1 here at 50 ticks, right above London low. I might just look to take a 1-to-1 at like 15.534, and then let the rest of it ride. Alright, so I have a limit order for half my position at 3.4. There we go. There we go. There we go. First TP just got hit. First TP just got hit quick. Okay, so now I'm moving my stop to break even. And I'm going to let this one ride all the way to London highs. All the way to London highs now. Okay, so 18.56575. That would be my full TP level. That would be my full TP level. Okay, so we just hit 82 ticks on that. So that's why I took profit and I moved my stop to break even. Okay, again, this 15 minute, we have now cleared this 15 minute, but we did hit this 15 minute order block that I was talking about, right? This is that 15 minute order block I was talking about. Another strong level to take profit, right? So that's why now I made this a risk-free trade. If it goes and hits me out at break even, that's okay. That's all right. Okay, because I already took my profit. Remember, this is a strong level. But so if we come back up to this level, if we can come back up to this level, I'd look to take more profit, or I'd look to either scale out of my full position, right? Depending on how aggressive price is, okay? But again, I just caught it 1-to-1, okay? So I didn't make all of my losses back on that one, but I made a lot of it back. I made a lot of it back. Okay, so now we form this imbalance here. Another level. If price comes down, we could bounce from here, but we got to remember that 15-minute order block is a strong level. It's a strong level, so we could really see a bounce from here, and that's why you see that long wick right here. See that long wick? That's why we got to be careful at this level, because we saw that 15-minute order block and we bounced hard from it. Okay, but we also in that time created a 1-minute bullish fair value gap after that breakout that we could see, you know, we could see a bounce. We could see price continue up. So that's why I'm still holding my stop at break even for now. You know, I mean, my stop is only like 20 ticks away, right? So it's not a lot of room. But I'm going to let this ride. There's no point for me right now to take my stop or to get out and not just see if we get a reaction from this level. Because either way, it's a winning trade, right? Well, yeah, these are the levels I'm talking about, guys. We have this 1 hour order block, strong 1 hour order block or supply level, you know, whatever you want to call it, 1 hour imbalance. So we do have a lot of levels above, right, that are trying to push us back down. Okay, the ultimate level that I'm looking at, though, is our London highs after sweeping sell-side liquidity. Our target on liquidity is these London highs up here. That's why I still think we could push through these, but again, we could get a bounce from this level first. Right, strong 1 hour, you know, supply or order block, 15-minute order block, right? So we have those levels, and we're seeing that bounce now. Okay, so I got stopped at break even. Still great trade there, and now shorts might come in, guys. Shorts might come in. Look, if we take out this low, that's a breaker right there. That's a bearish breaker. Look at that strong candle down off of a higher time frame bearish imbalance. Okay, so now this is what you do. This is how you start to adjust your plan, right? Let's say that the shorts wanted to step in. Okay, let's say the shorts come down and take out this low. Well, now this turns into a bearish breaker off of a higher time frame bearish imbalance. That's when you can see, right? So if price comes down and closes below this level, right? If it doesn't want to continue long right now, and we are going to see that actual retracement in the market, well, then that would be a short that I would look to take. If we close below and retrace back into this, I would look to take a short. But for now, price still has potential to keep running. Okay, but we're stuck in between, because look at this bounce. Look at that bounce off the 1 hour. Look at the bounce off that 1 hour fair value gap, 1 hour order block. Okay? But we are still very bullish. But again, we're getting closer. The closer and closer we get to lunch, the more we have a possibility of getting retracement in the market or getting a reversal. Okay, so now this is the point where I just kind of sit and wait. Right, that last trade made a lot of my losses back. So now I'm just gonna sit and be patient. Sit and be patient. There's no need for me to rush into any more trades right now until I get that extra confirmation. Okay, and the reason I chart this out now is because I'm saying price is still bullish. So right now I still expect price to continue up. But after seeing a bounce off a higher time frame bearish imbalance, after seeing the possibility of a bearish breaker forming, you have to be willing to adjust your plan, right? You got to be willing to adjust your plan. Okay, so, and I always say this, and I hope you understand what I mean by expecting one thing, but being willing to adapt and adjust if another thing happens, right? So I expect the longs because we have bullish structure, but I'm willing to adapt and adjust if the shorts come in, displacing this low, forming a bearish breaker. If that happens and price retraces up into it, I'm going to look for a short position. I would look for a short position off of that, right? And this is what I do before every trade. I look, what's my risk going to be if I take that trade? What would my risk be? Oh, pretty good. I can keep a 50 tick stop above the breaker. That's pretty solid. I could take my first TP at VWAP and make it a 1-to-1 trade. 50 ticks. Pretty solid, right? I could hold a smaller stop, 40 ticks above that breaker, and keep 50 tick, right? So it's above a 1-to-1 RR. I could try to hold it down to this imbalance down here, right? So you got to think before you take any trade, what is my risk going to be? What am I trying to achieve? What levels am I looking for? Okay, so if price looks very bearish right now, I want to see this breaker block formed, preferably form a fair value gap inside of this breaker, and then price retraces into that fair value gap and continues short. That would be my A+ setup for the shorts. Okay, so that's why I'm still being patient, waiting for that setup to come to play. But if you can do this before every single trade you take, it's going to help you understand your risk management. It's going to give you a better understanding to where you're not just risking money to risk money, and you don't even understand how much money you're risking. You don't even understand how many ticks you're risking, right? You should know how many ticks and how much money I'm risking every single trade. Okay, so now I'm just waiting. If price comes down and displaces this level, man, I think shorts have a strong possibility of continuing. But volume has died down now, so we might not get that opportunity yet. We're seeing very slow price action. Very slow movement. Okay, so I'm waiting. There we go. Look at that. Look at that drop. So now we're starting to try to displace, forming this breaker. And look at this gap, guys. We're trying to form a fair value gap here. But again, I'm waiting for displacement of these lows. See how we didn't displace those lows yet? Until we displace those lows, I don't have that confirmation. Until we displace these lows, I don't have that confirmation. Okay, we're trying to take them out. Man, if we displace these lows, we retrace back up into this breaker, I will look for a short entry. But not until that happens. Not until that happens. I mean, because look, guys, if we would have just gotten in that trade off of momentum and thinking that the shorts are going to keep going, we would either be stopped out by now or we'd be almost stopped out. All right, and that's why I wait for confirmation. Another thing I like to see inside of a breaker is another order block formed inside of that breaker. Right? If we have an order block right here formed inside that breaker, that gives us another level that price could bounce off of, another resistance level, right? So if price continues down, displacing these lows, that would be an order block. But, you know, price is doing its own thing for now. You know, it's still moving somewhat slow. But I'm telling you guys exactly what I'm expecting, the exact trade I'm looking to take. And if that doesn't show up, then I'll probably be done with the session and I probably won't take any more trades for the session and I'll wait. But if this trade shows up, if we close below this low, forming this order block inside of a bearish breaker, I'm going to short it. I will short it. We're just not seeing that follow through. We're not seeing that follow through just yet. But man, I hope you guys, I hope most of you were able to catch that first long. I mean, look at that first long, fantastic. Okay, now these shorts are telling me something, guys. These shorts are telling me something. Right when this candle closes below, and right when we retrace up into this level, I'm looking for shorts. I'm looking for shorts. Look at ES closing below VWAP, trying to close below VWAP. We'll see if it does. Man, we still have not closed below. We're still struggling to close below and form this breaker. And look, remember the other thing that I do, using the Fibonacci from the first high to first low, and look at that first TP level right around VWAP, that first standard deviation. That tells us, gives me extra confirmation that this would be a good level to take profit. Okay, but guys, you know, if you've traded with me before, you know I'm a conservative trader. You know I wait for confirmations. I don't just rush into trades, right? I wait for my confirmations. So far, I have not gotten my confirmations, and that's why you have not seen me get into this trade yet. And that's the kind of trader I am. Okay, it's important to know that everybody is going to have their own style of trading. It does not mean that one's better than the other. It means that you have to understand what your style is. What is your style? That's what, I think that's what one really good thing about our Discord is, guys, is that, we have different styles, right? Danny's more aggressive. Danny will, he trades heavier. That's his style, and a lot of people trade like that, right? But, I'm more conservative. I don't trade as heavy, and that's some other people's style, right? So I think it's a cool thing that we have, right? So people can understand different styles and start to form their own based off of those, right? Church casual is my style. No way you're picking up 10 chairs at a time. That's nasty work right there. That's impressive. I mean, look at these longs, guys. This is exactly why I haven't entered any shorts yet. Man, picking up those church chairs, there's nothing like it. Yeah, guys, so, I might not look to take any more trades right now. There's a reason I have not entered in shorts yet. This exact reason. I would have gotten stopped out because I didn't wait for confirmation, right? So that's why I haven't taken them. And, I don't have any problem with waiting and, ending the session here. You guys will hop on with Danny. He'll take it from there. Yeah, I mean, so far, I don't have my trade set up that I want, but look at, if these longs step in, last thing I'm gonna talk about, we have the swing high down to our swing low. Look how price did retrace down into a 50% into a discount into this fair value gap and started to pump. Okay, so that is one thing to keep an eye out for. We came down, retraced, swept liquidity, came down into a discount of this range, and now we're pumping. Alright, so be aware of that. Form another fair value gap here. Could be another level that price bounces from. Longs might step in. Alright. Longs might step in. But anyways, yes sir, funded account. Yeah guys, okay, so now at this point I think I'll pass you off. I'll pass you off. I'll probably end the session here. Okay, but longs look pretty good. If longs step in, this would be the time. This would be the time.
This would be time.
Alright guys, but I appreciate you all a lot. Good session. Alright, thanks for joining up. I will now pass you off to Danny. But you guys have a great trading day. Remember to keep that risk management plan. Stick to your plan. And all things will be good.
Management plan. Stick to the plan.
Oh, I had my sound down. Have you been talking, Danny?
Stick to the risk management plan.
Alright guys. Appreciate you all. God bless. I'll catch you all tomorrow. Later.